As we get better, we should try and read our opponent's body language. It can tell us how hard they're going to hit the ball and in what direction. Good things to know. As they get better, they're going to try and read our body language and figure out where we're hitting the ball. Not so good. Here's what we do about that. As we get better in pickleball, we need to learn to disguise, to camouflage what we're trying to do so our opponents don't get an early read on where we're trying to hit this ball. Let me give you an example. In pro tennis today, pros are hitting a lot of drop shots. If you've watched a match and seen their opponent not be able to run that drop shot down, it's for two reasons. First one is they probably hit the drop shot pretty well. Second one, and more importantly, is they likely disguised it so their opponent never saw it coming. As they were swinging to hit that drop shot, it looked just like they were going to hit that ball deep on a drive. They changed their mechanics at that last moment and dropped it over the net. Their opponent never saw it coming. They didn't get an early enough jump. They could not run that ball down. As we get better in pickleball, we need to learn how to disguise our shots so our opponents don't see our shot coming. Today I'm going to talk about how to disguise that third shot so our opponent cannot get an early read on what we're about to do. Remember the two main ways to hit that third shot: we can drive it or drop it. A couple of days ago I made a video called The Keys to Optimizing Forehands. In that video I showed how to consistently hit forehands, maybe forehand drives. Think of that video as part A to this video. I'll put the links to that video in the description below. Please go watch it. In today's video, we're going to focus on using those exact same motions to hit a drop shot. We're going to do that so our opponents cannot tell whether we're about to drive or drop that third shot. How have you been told to hit a drop shot? Conventional wisdom is you start with this paddle out in front with little or no backswing. Simply lift this ball up and over the net, drop it in the kitchen on the other side. I don't disagree with that. It's a good technique. The problem with it, and what they don't tell you, is if I'm starting here to hit this ball, I'm telling my opponent what I'm just about to do. I haven't disguised this at all. Is there something else we can do to disguise whether we're going to drop or drive this ball? If I want to disguise my third shot, whether it's a drive or a drop, those shots need to look the same for as long as they can look the same, so my opponent cannot pick up on what I'm about to do until the very last second. Which form do I use? The form for the drive or the form for the drop? Traditional wisdom says for that drop shot, paddles out in front, I have no backswing. Problem is, I can't drive a ball this way, which means for the drive and the drop, if I'm going to disguise that, both of them should use the form for the drive. Here's what that looks like. Wow, that goes against everything you've been told about how to hit a drop shot. You've been convinced you have to leave this paddle out in front. You can't have a big backswing because you don't need that much power. I don't disagree, unless I want to disguise that third shot and then this doesn't work anymore. And just because I have a big backswing doesn't mean I can't still drop that ball in the kitchen. I can, and so can you. What are the keys to making that work? I'm in my ready position. My paddle prep, my backswing matters. I need to take this back parallel to the floor to this common starting location, whether it's a drive or a drop. If I can do that, I still have not given away to my opponent whether I'm going to drive or drop. From this common starting location then, both swings start to feel really familiar. My consistency goes up because I'm starting from the same location, whether that's a drive or a drop. Another key component is what I do with my non-paddle hand. As I'm prepping this paddle and pulling it back parallel to the floor, I'm rotating my non-paddle hand so my palm is facing the ball. I want that ball to come as close to my non-paddle hand as I can get it before I hit that ball. The closer that ball is to my hand before I hit it, the more information my brain has about where that ball is. My consistency goes up for both the drive and the drop. Last key is, if I'm going to hit that drop shot, what do? I try and lag the tip of this paddle back. So as I'm swinging, the tip is behind. I'm trying to impart topspin. As I'm swinging forward, I'm concentrating on the back of my wrist, trying to pull this up. The paddle follows up the back of that ball, rolling topspin onto that ball. If I do it well, it dives over that net into the kitchen. Again, I will refer you to my other video, The Keys to Optimizing Forehands, to see the mechanics for that forehand drive. The link to that video is in the description below. Final thoughts. Remember, it wasn't that long ago where people said, don't hit your serve hard, just get it in. Now many people are hitting their serve hard. It wasn't that long ago where people said, don't drive that third shot, you have to hit a drop shot. Now many people are driving that third shot when it suits their purpose. The day is coming where people are going to start saying, we need to disguise our shots so our opponents can't tell what we're about to do. If you start this now, you'll be able to say, I know, I've been doing that forever. Now go practice.